mean, god damn it, man. As somebody who is a long-suffering fan of the Halo franchise, I can't tell you how many hours, how many hundreds of hours I have spent on Halo as a franchise. Okay, Halo 1, played through the original campaign, is still one of the best shooter campaigns that you are ever going to play. I love me some Halo 2, and then especially the multiplayer online. That's when online gaming was, frankly, at its peak. Halo 3, I rented, okay, back when they had the beta for that one and it was attached to Crackdown. I made sure that I had my copy of Crackdown rented from my local video store a week out from the beta, and then extended my rental for another week so that I could have it throughout the entirety of it, so I could wake up early in the morning before school, play a few rounds of that Halo 3 online multiplayer beta. It was great. I loved the franchise before Bungie got out of the business and handed it over to 343, where they crapped out that stupid Halo 4 campaign, which I remember playing once, never coming back to it again, buying an Xbox One because I thought, you know what, they couldn't mess it up again. Halo 5 has got to be, oh no, it's absolute trash. I think I played a couple of chapters of that, didn't even bother getting to the part where you could actually play as Master Chief. What a nonsense. And Halo Infinite, no man, you fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you won't get fooled again. And instead of trying to fix Infinite, because it's practically a dead game, okay? People that are playing Halo at this point in time, they're still playing Master Chief Collection. Okay, I'll go back and I'll play that, because the anniversary releases for Halo 1 and Halo 2, I wouldn't even, man, for as great as a Halo 3 anniversary edition would be, I don't want 343 to do anything other than make virtue signaling posts that just go on to get dunked on. Well, kind of, right? They're kind of getting dunked on because, well, the kind of had truncated message that is just so old at this point in time. It seems so anachronistic when I think the whole Pride Month garbage, it just ended up peaking, really, if we're being honest, last year. Like, that's about as crazy as it got. Like, outside of some hilarious clashes, which we'll probably talk about as the month goes on, but you know, the videos of just the queers for Palestine, for, as I think you guys know my position on that stuff, okay, but if you're just going to go ahead and take the idiots that are sullying that message and then have them square up against the Pride Month protesters, let them fight, duke it out in the streets so that the adults can actually have the conversations and drive something forward instead of just a bunch of pretentious college assholes and used as useful idiots by the media going, oh, look at the Free Palestine people, they're just all stupid idiots. It's like, no, there's some people that actually have some salient points. But Pride Month in general, okay, just running back to this, outside of just, yeah, some virtue signaling posts, like, I don't know what's going on over on Instagram, but this stuff right here, it just gets roasted on Twitter. It just gets roasted by regular people, man. Happy Pride Month. Embrace love, diversity, and inclusion by equipping the Unity 2024 armor coating nameplate and emblem in Halo Infinite this June. Are you going to charge for that? I'm just wondering, okay, because I wouldn't imagine that this is going to be a free update, because these goofs charged for the color white. Maybe that's a, you know, to try to nickel and dime all those supremacists that are out there. But shaders, customization for online multiplayer, yeah, they hid those behind microtransactions. It's so stupid, man. 343, you can't tell a coherent story, and you can't do the basic thing of just copying Halo multiplayer. It's like finding an ancient piece of pottery from Rome or from the Aztecs or something like that, and then instead of putting in a case, you just spike it on the ground in all of your excitement. It's a masterclass in stupidity, but breaking down how dumb 343 Studios is a video in and of itself. But yeah, this is all they do. They did something equally stupid back in 2023, but this, let's stand together in honoring our gay community and forging a future of unity and acceptance for all. This is the classic example that Razor Fist brings up. Not your well-known, get woke, go broke. No. This is a studio that is actively going broke in front of our eyes, embracing wokeness, thinking that this is what, the mid-2000s, where you could actually get some mileage out of this crap. It wasn't any more palatable, especially as crazy as those lobbies were back in the cut with the actual fan base. Now, this is a last-ditch effort to try to remain relevant at the rate that Microsoft is closing down studios. Like 343, it better get to producing something that's actually going to resonate, because there's no more time for this nonsense, okay? Halo promotes disordered sexual behavior and turns off comments. Oh yeah, right, yeah, here's another thing. Spoiler, guys, like I said, okay, you can go ahead, you can interact with it, but comments are turned off, and it's just quote tweets that you can do on that, and even still, 6.5 million views, and all you can get is 7,500 likes. Like I said, man, all of this pride crap, it's just so labored. Like, there's not even a specific emoji on the back of this. I think it's just done. I couldn't be happier for it, mostly because this shit's insufferable, bro. At the beginning of the month of June, Microsoft's Halo franchise promoted disordered sexual behavior and made sure to have the comments turned off, so people cannot express their disgust at the promotion of such evil. Well, tell us how you really feel. Oh man, I just consider it vapid virtue signaling. For a game that's dead and for a franchise that isn't far off. On X, Halo posted, yes, happy Pride Month. We read through all of that crap right there. Despite turning off the comments, gamers and others expressed their disgust with the post via quote comments. One wrote, yes, let the pandering begin. We need to ensure we fully embrace the mental illness of others, apparently cult mentality being propagated by corporations at this point. Well, yeah, no, exactly. At this point, no, it's been going around for a long time. Embrace mental illness of others, apparently. But we thought by making and policing all of those online lobbies, okay, by making it more acceptive and inclusive, and thereby driving off the player base, that would be more cohesive and more coherent to a happier and healthier online mental health space. Sure thing, right? Another posted, pride is disabling comments, what fake virtue signaling, or when fake virtue signaling goes wrong. Yeah, exactly. Classic Bernie meme. Oilfield Rando, look at all the best because my boy. Oh no, the Halo's been like that for the better part of a decade. It's kind of crazy to think and take a look back, right? Because over the course of a decade, you had the entirety of the original Halo trilogy come out, right? You had Combat Evolved come out with the original Xbox in 2001. You had Halo 2 and 04 rather, and then you had Halo 3 in 2007. I know people like ODST, but I've tried it multiple times. I just can't get through that campaign. It's AIDS. A Reach in 2010, I really like that. And then that was Bungie's big send-off. Yeah, so in under a decade, and throw in Halo Wars if you're feeling masochistic. Dude, don't really like that one that much. But yeah, just the original trilogy over the course of 6 years. And what has 343 Studios done with that? After getting a hold of the franchise, Halo 4 in 2012, Halo 5 in 2015, and then Infinite in 2021. They've done absolutely nothing in a longer period of time and have killed any sort of enthusiasm around what was arguably at Halo's high point between Halo 2 and Halo 3, and then in the afterglow for a couple of years afterwards. Master Chief was as popular as Super Mario, okay? Rivaling him as the mascot of video games. I would argue helped usher in the predominant genre for the 7th and 8th console, I guess, 7th, 8th, and even bleeding into the 9th console cycle. The first-person shooters, the first and third-person shooters, was all because of the popularity of Halo. And now it's just been reduced to a social media account that gets dunked on once a year. Like, oh man, that's crazy. But I want to go down to this Microsoft tweet. Okay, so this one, yeah, it was posted right there. Yes, first thing on June 1st. This Pride, we invite you to learn about the power of allyship, compassion, and driving inclusion forward. Join us as we celebrate big gay communities at Microsoft. But you also, now this used to be a hallmark of all of these virtue signaling companies. Just take a look at Microsoft up there. Take a look at their profile picture. Now, I think those are flowers. It looks like flowers or something like that, but that is still basically the Microsoft logo. No rainbows, no flags, no filter over the top of it. Just a tweet with some mentally deranged people pretending to be something that they're not, and a couple of virtue signaling words, but really nothing to really follow up on. And then you take a look at what else they're doing. Last year, Xbox changed their logo for Pride and ditched it days later because, yeah, they were promoting the release of Diablo 4. Remember that came out? Within a year, we've had a mainline Diablo game release and nobody cares about it. This is the state of modern gaming, where it's just virtue signaling above all else. And then you also take a look at what's happening in the modern video game landscape, and you have to realize that, guys, all of this shit, all of these problems, they're finally coming home to roost. All of your years of denigrating gamers, saying that the video games don't need gamers as their general audience, that these programmers, these journalist types, they know better. And then now everybody, 8,000 video game jobs have just disappeared into the ether. Why? Oh, you can go ahead and you can blame a whole bunch of things, but you know what's absolutely true? That people got tired of the slop that you have been feeding them over the past decade. Now, there's nowhere else to run, there's nowhere else to hide. You simply have to face the fact that you killed your industry by trying to appeal to a bunch of freaks that are terminally online. Trying to think that representation matters more than good characters, proper storytelling, compelling gameplay. No, you thought that all of those fluff piece articles, you could go ahead and eat them. They were going to go ahead and they were going to pay the bills over those toxically masculine gamers. But in reality, people aren't shying away from video games. Hell, they're playing games more now than ever. But what are the games that they're playing? Helldivers 2? Is Helldivers 2 woke? Nope. Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. Hi, I got it. I got the reference in. Is that game woke? Absolutely not. As much as certain online idiots will go ahead and say, oh, it's got black people in it, that means that it's woke. Trust me, there's room temperature IQ people on both sides of the political divide. But there was always an expiration date on this moralistic pandering, but I think 2023 was in fact the breaking point, and now we're on the downslide, which is all right, because you take a look at the burgeoning AA and indie market, things are going great. There's a lot of rather exciting games, great developments, compelling stories that are being told over there. But for the AAA space, well, hell, if you've been following along like I have, you can realize that you can go ahead and keep on raising prices and pointing out that more people are playing games than ever, but if they're not playing your games, if they're no longer jiving with your message, better figure out alternative income streams in order to pay for your PrEP medication. Otherwise, you're going to have a tough summer. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.